5 minutes to shuffle and get ready. Okay, peace. I'm Campson the Oracle, one half of Remnants Gathering, aka Weirdo Gang Gang. You already know what it is, and we're about to get into this. I did a meditation today to connect with my higher self on a deeper level, and I came to the understanding that there are more than one higher selves. So your quantum higher self would be the higher self that has experienced all of the incarnations and evolution necessary to become who it is that your soul is on a journey to become. And so I felt like it was necessary to do this. I've been wanting to do readings, at least two readings a month. I feel like it was necessary for me to share this with other people, for you to experience your quantum higher self. And this is you at your highest potential throughout evolution and throughout a lot of the things that you are supposed to experience. And I know a lot of you are still in relationships and situations, in jobs, careers, friendships, lives that you don't feel like is really serving you. You really don't feel like it is the best thing for you. So yeah, I'm gonna burn some Palo Santo. This Palo Santo is from trees that had already fallen. So I'm not participating in the killing of trees, in case you were wondering. And so yes, this is receive the cleansing of this Palo Santo. Okay. Just clear your mind. Clear your mind. Just take a moment, breathe. And we'll get into this. Why my balls stop rolling? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. It's doing what it wanna do. So you're gonna pick, here we have Lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli, this crystal is one of my favorites actually. This crystal is my connection to Isis personally, but this is Lapis lazuli. Just a little copper wrapped around it. This is fluorite, okay? And the crystal that you are drawn to is the pal that you're going to choose. This is rose quartz. Don't we all need more love? And this is rainbow hematite, okay? All right. I have a feeling this is going to get deep and very interesting, so we can just go ease into this, because one thing about your higher self typically is very different from where you are right now. So know that expansion is necessary to happen, which means we got to start making some moves and making some decisions and shaking things up. And sometimes we got to stop towing the line. You just got to go ahead and do what it is necessary for you to do for you to reach your highest potential. You cannot reach your highest potential without challenges. So if you pick lapis lazuli, I'm going to start with this one. Again, this is fluorite. This is rose quartz. And this one is hematite. Okay? Lapis lazuli, fluorite, rose quartz, and hematite. And yes, this is my shirt from Erykah Badu's Apocalypse concert. This is from Apocalypse 1, her current quarantine concert. So, yeah. I adore her and what she's doing. She's so integrated with her higher self, her shadow self. She just, all of that shit is just all wrapped up in one. And, you know, I thought it would be perfect to have this on. It was actually not, I don't do anything intentionally. I just kind of go with the flow and see how it happens. So I think that this has happened perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to start with lapis lazuli. If you chose this pile, this would be for you. Okay. Okay, so I pulled a card that represents karmic relationships. This is Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. If you chose this pile right now, you are in a karmic relationship. This could be a romantic relationship. This could be a friendship, or even a partnership. like with a business or your job. There are lessons for you to learn. The struggle and the conflict that you are going through, your higher self wants you to understand that this new energy is available for you. So Orion's belt is actually why the pyramids are positioned the way they are in ancient Kemet. And this energy is very present with us right now, especially with Betelgeuse, which we have talked a lot about. A lot of that energy, we are receiving that energy on Earth. But you are experiencing contrast and a lot of polarity. You know, it's like extremes. There's no in the middle or no warm in your life right now. It's like shit either hot or shit cold. You know, so I was gonna try to stop cussing. Y'all forgive me. I'm a work in progress. But your soul is wanting you to expand. And I feel like here, it's like your heart wants to open to be able to receive the things that you desire, but you're not willing. You are resistant. I feel like you've been reaching out so much for change. If you go kicking and screaming, that's just gonna have to be how you go into these new phases. But you got to learn these lessons. And so what I feel you can do because when you're dealing with a karmic relationship, like if you try to rush it, anything that comes after that will be a rebirth of that same karmic relationship, because you didn't learn the lesson that it was meant for you to learn. You got to learn those lessons. So I'm going to go, this is the Starseed Oracle deck that I'm using. And I'm going to read some more about this particular card, because it comes with insight as far as things that you can do, questions that you can present to your soul, the essence of who you are, to help you move forward and not be stuck. But I feel like whoever chose this deck, this karmic relationship, you've been in it for a long time. This stuff, it feels like ancient Egypt. It feels that old. And I feel like you feel like it's getting old. You feel like this getting old. This don't resonate with me no more. So the constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many star seeds who were part of the cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart. Remember I was just saying that. And mind, and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive, second-guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings, and then find mutual ground. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? This is something that I've been practicing lately. So I have a tendency to be judgmental when I first land my eyes on someone, and it's just practicing seeing the soul of that person and not judging that person because of the vessel or whatever they may have dressed on the vessel, how they talk or whatever. Just to practice my interactions being from the perspective of my soul. and not my two eyes. So this is the Starseed Soul Inquiry that you are going to present to your higher self to give you the answer, because you ask and you shall receive. You have to ask. So this is the question. Which relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through the conflict? And that's literally what I said and what I got from the card. So some of these cards, you know, these aren't decks I've had for a really long time. So I just get the feeling that I get from it, and then I read it to you. But if you could see, to me on this picture, she's looking at her higher self in the distance, desiring to be there. And this is you. I do feel your heart is truly hungry to integrate with your higher self and stop living below your potential. Okay, so here's your second card for those of you that chose Lapis Lazuli. I pulled Libyan Gold Tektite. This crystal represents manifestation. And I feel like you, this group right here, you have been very, very focused on manifesting what you want in your life. But I'm going to tell you, this is the crazy part about this. When you really start putting energy into manifestation, typically what happens is the karmic relationships, the reality that you are in a karmic relationship comes to the surface. The reality that there are things in your life that you don't desire to be in your life anymore shows itself to you. The reality of your inner child is still wounded and need healing. When we try to manifest something, you may be trying to manifest money, but a lot of times we go into it and we don't realize the way to manifest money is going to require us to work through our stuff, to work through our baggage, you know, to work through even the karmic lessons we haven't learned yet, to heal the things that we were called to heal, the generational curses you were called to heal, because those things are actually what blocks wealth. And I feel like some of you have been wanting to manifest wealth. So it's not as simple as doing a money ritual and then everything comes to you. Or a prayer, you know, to a god or a deity, or working with a certain energy and it just comes to you. Or meditating with a crystal. You know, crystals like citrine is really good for money, prosperity, manifestation. And so you're expecting an avenue for the money to come to you, to pop up, but that's not how it's going to happen. It's going to happen through weeding through and filtering through the things that is blocking the money from coming to you. So yeah, if you chose this pal, this is where you are. So look, these two go hand in hand because it's working together. It's working together for you. The stuff that you watch on YouTube that you really, really enjoy and like, and you feel like it resonates with you when you're at your highest potential, they had to do the work as well. And you got to be patient with yourself. And you also, I can hear you, y'all that chose this pal, y'all doubt yourself so much. So you doing the work, but then you go behind it and doubt it. You cannot live in doubt. 5D Earth is the souls who are awakening, the awakening to your divinity. You got to get out of that any way that you can, whatever it takes, get out of doubt. And then if you get in doubt and you can't shake it, sit in it. Fully submerge yourself in the energy of what doubt feels like. Don't run from it. Matter of fact, confess it. I'm in doubt right now. I spent a whole hour doing a ritual and now I'm doubting whether or not it's gonna work. And it sucks. I don't like the way this feels. But then come back into your heart and say, but I must be experiencing this for a reason. Maybe there's something that needs to come to the surface. Maybe I lack the confidence that's necessary for me to have the things and have the life that I desire. Maybe I lack the self-esteem that would be necessary for me to have the type of spouse that I desire. Okay, because if I'm doubting myself, I mean, the true issue is I carry a lot of doubt in my program. And I need to heal that and work on that, because no matter what kind of person I manifest into my life, I'm probably going to doubt whether or not they are authentic, whether or not they truly care for me. You see how that went? Till Swan kind of talks about this, and she calls it the completion process. So you just begin presenting questions, sending any energy, and allowing the answers to come to you. And yeah, stop being so impatient. Okay, Lapis lazuli people. It's easier said than done, yes, but it's possible. Okay, it is possible. The next one, this is the fluorite, the green fluorite, teal. Looks like the ocean. I love this crystal. Okay. Well, the great severing. This is Mars energy. This is anger. I heard some of y'all like, dang, she hit the nail on the head. This is conflict. Everybody got some crucial conflict going on. Maybe y'all need to be smoking some hay in the middle of the barn, get you through this phase. I don't know. If you're young, too young, you might not know what I'm talking about. But and softening to love. Ooh. So when I think of Mars energy, I think of war. But then you hear the complete opposite at the end of this. This card represents softening to love. And on the picture, it just looks like a wasteland, but it looks like someone wants to live there, you know, and they're not there anymore. So I feel like you're angry that things have changed the way that they have, and you are actually at war with yourself. You are at war with your higher self, actually. Your higher self shows up, your shadow self shows up, and then you reject it. So this actually puts you further into conflict than you were at first. Those of you that chose the fluorite, the only way to get through this is to soften yourself to receive love. Right now, it's not about you giving love to others. Right now for you, it's about you receiving love from others and from yourself. You don't have to be hard. You don't have to be defensive to be safe. Like, that's the old program. That's the old earth. That's the old consciousness, where I was so like this. If y'all see any pictures of me from the past, I look like I had probably 2 or 3 guns. And yeah, I was with it. I was angry. I was mad at the world. I was mad that my life wasn't the way I felt like it should be. And I couldn't even really be myself. I couldn't smile in pictures because I felt like I had to be on guard. I felt like all of my problems were existing because of things happening outside of me and because of people outside of me. And the realization, the truth of the matter is, it was all coming from within. So yeah, those of you who chose this one, you was getting ready to go on a vacation, and coronavirus just made that not possible. So now, you're having to really deal with yourself. You're having to look at the ruins. Look at the things that used to be. And it makes you angry. I understand that. But when you soften yourself to love, you realize, you know what? I'm looking at the ruins of what used to be. But ruins, like, this is a new beginning for me. I don't have to respond this way to conflict. I can soften myself. I can allow my heart make decisions from my heart. I don't have to be on guard about everything. I don't have to be suspicious about everybody all the time. Living like that, that's post-traumatic stress. That's the nervous system just being unhealed, that you're just unable to rest. Your digestion is bad. And I can relate to this because I'm having to heal all of these things. I suffer from PTSD for several reasons. But when I turn around and look at the ruins of what used to be, that's a moment of gratitude for me. Because destruction came in to end an age that was no longer serving me so that I could leave that place. So instead of looking at this and wishing things were like they used to be, you can leave. You're not stuck. You don't have to stay there. You have free will. Okay? You have free will. And you can leave. And you can say, man, it was good while it was good, but you know, this ain't resonating with me no more. And it's time for me to look forward. And it's time for me to go on. Let's see what the book has to say about this card, the Great Severing. See? Confirmation. This is a shadow card. One that may feel confrontational, but don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it is important to soften, to forgive, and find a way back to love. There are many things in a human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our consciousness wounds inflict wounds on others. Our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance that we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. First, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions and the situations, the conflict, wounds, and fear that are causing you pain and anxiety. You gotta acknowledge it. You have to, in order to move from that place, you must acknowledge it. And I'm right here with y'all. I feel like this is my stack right here because I'm having to shift myself from certain behaviors and habits and subconscious programming. But I have to acknowledge that, yeah, I do have unhealed wounds. I do have anxiety. I am fearful. When you acknowledge that, there's less reason for you to be angry. There's less gumption. There's less fuel to be used to make you angry. And you'll find yourself falling more into, you know what, I need to nurture myself. Where I would usually get angry, do the complete opposite. Give love to myself. So another reason this card came up for you is, in second, for you to find your way back to love. So when you're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from the others and the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. Who crying? I hate when I make people cry. I feel somebody crying right here, but you know what? Sometimes crying is necessary. This may be the way of acknowledging it. And the beautiful part about being divinity in these 3D temples is that tears is salt water, so you are cleansing yourself as well, if that's you, because I definitely felt. So the question you're going to ask yourself: how are you cutting yourself off from love? How can you soften towards those who have hurt you? Whew. Ask yourself that question. I'm spending way more time on these cards than I expected. That's okay. Tiger's Eye, which represents courage. This phase of where you are is absolutely going to take courage. You're going to have to if it takes music to put you in the vibration of courage, listen to it. If it takes remembering difficult things that you went through and you made a decision to change it and you had the courage to do that, remember that moment and say, I am still this person. I still have the strength to be courageous. I've done it before. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I got this. Like, you need to stand in the mirror and just talk to yourself like, I got this. I don't have a reason to be fearful. I'm on a path of awakening. I'm doing something that most people around me think is demonic or evil because I'm stepping out with courage, seeking what I know should be mine, should belong to me. What is mine? What is my birthright? The things that I have been denied of. I am stepping out of my whole program. I have courage. It might not seem like it. I might not act like it. It might not feel like it, but I got courage. I have been separated from certain people and things that hurt me so that I could gain the love for myself, the strength, and the courage to go back if I have to forgive or have a conversation, a hard conversation with them, whatever. I have the courage to deal with it. I'm not going to sweep stuff under the rug anymore and act like it's not there. Not only do you have courage, but you have a whole lot of spirit guides with you that's actually like ready to help you with this specifically. There are energies ready to work with you and give you courage. Your ancestors is like, look, so we got you. You know, like, you need courage. Shh. We done lived through some hard times. We have lived through segregation. We have lived through slavery, war. Like, you need courage? Okay. Call on your ancestors and say, look, ancestors, I need you to help me with this one. I need some courage. It don't feel like I got it in me to do it. And I hear all your ancestors like, Ashe. They happy about that. Absolutely. So those of you who chose this stack, which is the rose quartz, it's one of my favorites too. Okay. You are a star keeper, cosmic ancestor. You see the light by staying grounded. Look at this. Those of you who chose this path, your higher self wants to remind you of who you were before you incarnated here, before you agreed to come to Plan ET, aka Planet Earth, aka Planet Heart. You are a cosmic ancestor. You are a very old soul. And the future that awaits you is to like build for your energy to be the architecture of a whole other galaxy. This is how powerful the lessons that you have learned throughout your incarnations is for you. I do feel like there are some blockages there. I do feel like you don't stay grounded. You don't really feel like you see it in light, you know? I feel that. I feel a lot of confusion with those of you who chose this path. You feel like you don't know nothing about your past life. Like, you feel like just, dang, I just want to know. Like, I want to know more about who I am, where I come from. Where am I going? What should I be doing? What is my soul's purpose? Like, you just got a lot of questions those of you who chose this pal. So you're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in your unique way. You've likely been incarnating on Earth for some time, dedicated to an era of awakening and bring about a long-awaited shift in the planet's evolution. We're at a tipping point now. The survival of Earth and all its species is coming to a head. The more grounded you remain during this transitional period, the more helpful you'll be. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more you'll love, the more you'll anchor this love to this planet. The wisdom of the stars is imprinted in your soul. The more soul fragments you call home, the more this wisdom is seated here. You may be called to be in a different place in the world to anchor this light. Perhaps by taking a trip or living in a certain location, you may also find yourself experiencing awakening symptoms. The more grounded you remain, the more stable Earth's energy will become and the less reactive humanity will be. You're here for a double mission, to grow as an individual and as part of a larger collective that's bringing about a shift in frequency. Trust that you can be in the world but not of it, and lead a truly glorious life. This is your starseed activation, okay? You're going to remember the image of this card. You can take a screenshot or come back to it, or even, do it now. But you're going to say, I acknowledge that I am a star keeper. I choose to anchor my light and stay as grounded as possible. I acknowledge that I am a star keeper. I choose to anchor my light and stay as grounded as possible. Say it as many times as you need to. Because the thing about people who are star keepers, your actions are seen to be amplified. So somebody else could do the exact same thing you did, and the repercussions of that is like minimum in comparison to you. And you like why would I do stuff? It's a big deal. Why? And yeah, you ask that question a lot, but it's because too much is given, much is required, and you are here to anchor a certain vibration on Earth. That's a huge gift, but it's also a responsibility. You don't have to be stressed about it. Walk barefoot. Having plants around you, planting plants, putting your hands in soil. These are all ways that you can stay grounded, and visualize you allowing your energetic body to reach down into Earth, to daughter Earth, and to wrap that energy around the crystals, the caves that are full of crystals inside of the Earth. And you can also ground yourself just by doing that. I'm not big on reversals, but I did pull this card in reverse, which is Hidden Night. And Hidden Night represents gratitude. Y'all ain't been given enough gratitude. I know you know. I'm going to share something with you that was revealed to me about this. And y'all, this is crazy. This reading, I'm getting constant phone calls and email. Usually people don't be studying about me. Anyway, this is how I know this reading is really going to be important and really going to help people shift. But I have a tendency I am an expert assassin of gratitude, because I have practiced taking inventory of what's wrong so much that it is my subconscious programming to do so. So it is involuntary, like blinking my eyes. I don't even have to think about it. I immediately go into taking inventory into everything that's wrong with me, everything that's wrong with the way I look, everything that's wrong with everybody in my life, everything that's wrong with my finances, everything that's wrong with my health. And it's like a baseline thing. I don't even have to think about it. I just get in this vibration, and it's very natural for me. I just end up there. Just awakening to the fact that you aren't being grateful is going to help you to change. And by having gratitude, you create a whole new vibration. And right now, vibration is wanting to become matter. It's wanting to develop density to anchor itself on the new earth. So by you doing this, and I shared this a few weeks ago, but gratitude is no longer just a vibration. It is becoming a location. We are rebuilding earth. We're manifesting heaven on earth. Y'all star keepers. So, you know, I don't mind being the one to tell you. You got to practice gratitude. It's going to help you and help other people. That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. When you go out among your day or with your children, whatever, or whoever you're around, and somebody gets complaining, you know, you just practice it. Practice it for other people and for yourself. Like, you know what? But if I was you, I understand where you're coming from. But you know what? You can be really grateful that you are even aware that these things are issues, because that's the first stage of being able to resolve things. Just practice being that star keeper that you are, being that anchor of gratitude. That's gonna shift you right there. That's your shift. That's gonna absolutely shift you. So for those of you who chose hematite, I use this a lot when I feel like I need to purify my blood and when I need protection. So y'all must need to step up on your protection. If you chose this pal, you can always level up on your protection, your spiritual protection. Physical too. Maybe you're not having enough. Maybe you're not enforcing boundaries with people. It's time for you to do that. Please do that. So, your card is a new earth. It's happening to keep hold of the vision. And she's like standing on water, but she's looking at this new earth. You all have the gift of third eye vision. You all have the gift of being able to see further down the line than others. By you just shifting your thoughts to the new earth and this new frequency that is created a new earth, you actually help the whole collective of those who are awakening souls and coming back to themselves and retrieving the parts of themselves that was lost. Practice holding the vision. I'm being told that y'all more than anybody from today need to practice meditation and holding a particular vision. So envision yourself as your higher self, whatever that looks like, whatever you're going to act like, dress like, and just practice holding that vision. If you're in a bad relationship, practice holding a vision in your mind's eye of this peaceful relationship. So your power is with your third eye. Okay? If you chose this power, your power is with your third eye. And you've been feeling the awakening, because it's definitely happening for you. You have already been experiencing this. You have already been seeing things, dreams. A lot of things have been opening up for you. Hold that vision. Okay? Hold that vision. Start asking yourself, how can I better hold this vision? What can I do? Again, it's always something that you can do to level up. There's always something you can do to have a new perspective on life. So let me see. Do I need to read? Do I feel like I need to read? I feel like that was pretty much it with that card. Sometimes it's something else. So don't give up now. You are closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold a frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds. Dream into the existence. Don't lose faith now. Keep your focus fixed. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder that you need to have faith. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift. Whether you're bringing it about through meditation or prayer or through working on a new project or job or creation, keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working toward for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you will be able to sit back and watch all that you've carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. So the question you ask yourself is, how can you keep holding the vision? What can you do to hold the vision? The next card that you pulled is Brazilian Night, which represents flexibility. I feel like y'all can be rigid, sometimes want things to be in decent order all the time, not realizing that your rigidness and the order you think you have is actually no longer serving you, is keeping you stuck. So you got to learn to be flexible. I can relate to that. When I got up today, my day did not go as planned. I didn't get to meditate as long as I wanted to. It was just one thing after the other. And I just kept saying, I am water, I flow. I am water, I ebb and flow. I am water, I am water. Yemiya is my matron. Her energy is with me. She teaches me. She guides me. She protects me. I am her. I am water. She is me. I am water. I flow. I will not be in resistance. And just talking with myself, I just started imagining water. And even like with this water, if I was to put my hand in this water, it's just simply going to find a way to continue its journey, continue its path. It's going to go around my hand if that's what's necessary. It's not going to see my hand and stop and give up because my hand is in the way. Have you noticed the characteristics of water? Water just has this flow. Water is very mystical. Water is able to even pave a path just by repetition over and over through time. And we have streams, you know, that jet off from larger bodies of moving water. Study water. Study how water is able to hold the vibration of things and keep it in memory and form. And when it freezes, you look at that water. Dr. Emoto, if I'm not mistaken, did the water experiment. And you can see how love created this beautiful crystal, but hate, it just created discord. It just looks chaotic. It looks disharmonious. You have to be more flexible. So practice being flexible. I feel like even using yoga for y'all is going to be good. Just moving the body, because you carry a lot of weight in your shoulders. You have back pain. I can relate. You need movement. You need more movement. You need more flexibility. You need, and this is as within, so without. As above, so below. Be more flexible. Things do not have to always be your way. You do not have to always be in control. You don't. You don't. Things will be fine if you're not in control. You don't. Release it. Release it. That is a responsibility that is very heavy, that no one should carry. You don't have to be in control of everything. Practice controlling yourself. You externalize trying to force your outside environment to be how you want it to be, to keep from dealing with the fact that you don't have self-control, that you don't practice what you should. You're not dedicated to the change that you desire. You're not dedicated to that. So it's so easy for you to say, well, if I control my outside environment, then, you know, maybe I won't have to change me. But you are the creator of your reality. Okay? So be more flexible. This is a great time for all of us to learn how to be more flexible. We're having to change plans. We're having to not be able to do things that we like to do the way we used to do them. It's just being flexible. Those who are learning to be flexible during this pandemic, quote unquote, you're becoming stronger. And you're going to come out on the other side of this more resilient than before, which is going to allow you to accomplish the things your higher self is here to accomplish. You got this. If you chose Hematite, you got this. You got this too. All of y'all got this. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. This was a new setup, a kind of new way of doing things. Took a lot of work to get it set up actually, but I feel like it was worth it. Just want to say thank you for just being a part of us building this community on this channel, you know, and I hope that this reading resonates with you and can get you to the next level. So these 50 phone calls, these 50 missed calls that I got, I'm going to respond to them and get back to work. Be sure to check out the website if you want to get a reading or you want to just read some of the articles that we write, that we post. Go to the website, which is remnantsgathering.com. And yeah, if you want a reading, there's an area there where you can choose the kind of reading that you want. Just fill out the form. I don't put dates, calendars up because I read intuitively. And so I schedule your reading when I know that I'm able to give you from my highest self the guidance that you need. As we always say, man, your third eye has just been kissed. Peace.